Today, we're going to tackle a huge challenge that pretty much any company running on SAP faces, and that's connecting the clean, structured data you have inside SAP with all that messy, unstructured stuff that surrounds it. You know, the documents, the emails, all the real-world context. So how do we fix this? Let's dive in and break down the solution that brings some serious order to all this chaos. Think about it. Your SAP system is absolutely brilliant at tracking transactions. It knows what purchase order was created, for what amount, and sent to what vendor. But the story behind it, the why, well, that's scattered everywhere else. It's tucked away in the signed contract, buried in email negotiations, or sitting in a folder full of technical drawings. And that disconnect, that's exactly where inefficiency and risk love to hide. And this creates what we call the enterprise data divide. It's this fundamental split in how businesses manage their most critical information. And honestly, it's a problem that just gets bigger every single day. So let's look at this divide a little more closely. On one side, you've got your structured SAP data. It's neat, it's orderly, it's all about the transaction, things like purchase orders and customer records. But on the other side, you've got this chaotic world of unstructured content. Contracts, invoices, emails, design files. All of it is absolutely essential context, but it's living in completely different systems, on network drives, or, let's be real, in people's inboxes. So how in the world do you bridge this gap? Well, the solution is this incredibly elegant concept that acts as a connector between these two worlds. The best way to think of it is as a smart folder. Now, technically, the solution is called a business workspace. At its core, it's a dedicated container inside the OpenText content server, and it's designed to hold every single piece of relevant content for a specific object in SAP. Okay, so that's the official definition, but let's talk about what that really means for you. Here's what that actually means in practice. For every single object in your SAP system, I mean every customer, every project, every piece of equipment, a smart digital folder is automatically created and attached to it. It becomes the dedicated home for all that related content that, right now, probably doesn't have a home at all. So what exactly makes this digital folder so smart? Well, it's because it's way more than just a simple container for files. Let's take a look inside. This is really where the magic happens. A business workspace pulls in critical metadata directly from SAP so that business context is always linked. It organizes all the related documents and folders in a logical way. It shows you the team members who are involved and lets you manage their permissions. It can even link to other related workspaces, so you can connect a customer's workspace directly to all their sales orders, for example. And there's an activity feed so you can see all the latest updates. It's a true 360-degree view of the business object. Now, this isn't some rigid, one-size-fits-all system. Not at all. The real power here comes from being able to design a unique digital blueprint for each of your business processes. You get to make sure the structure and the information are perfectly tailored to what you actually need. The whole configuration really boils down to a pretty logical three-step process. First, you define a workspace type, and that's like the master blueprint that controls the overall layout and behavior. Second, you create a workspace template, which defines the specific folder structure that's going to live inside. And third, you set up naming and location patterns, so every single folder is automatically named and filed correctly, every time. It's just blueprint, structure, and organization. Simple. But look, all this powerful organization is only useful if people actually use it, right? And the key to getting people on board is bringing the information to where they already are, which totally eliminates the need to constantly be switching back and forth between different applications. So for the thousands of users who live and breathe in the classic SAP graphical user interface, the business workspace is right there with them. A simple button or a tab gives them direct access to all the related content without ever having to leave the transaction screen they're working in. And this isn't just for legacy interfaces either. The solution evolves right alongside SAP. So you get that same seamless embedded access directly within SAP's modern web-based Fiori applications. It provides a really consistent experience for everybody. So what about the #1 source of unstructured business content? Email, of course. The integration extends all the way into Microsoft Outlook. This allows your users to file crucial emails and attachments directly from their inbox into the correct business workspace with just a couple of clicks. It's a game changer.
So when you connect all these pieces, the smart folders, the custom blueprints, that seamless user access, the result is honestly transformative. When you finally bridge that great data divide, you fundamentally change how your organization operates. You really do move from data chaos to complete business clarity.
And the business payoff here is just immense. You establish a single source of truth for every process. Your workflows get streamlined because people aren't wasting time hunting for information anymore. Compliance suddenly becomes a whole lot easier when all the related records are in one organized place. And the ultimate benefit? Your teams can make better, faster decisions because, for the very first time, they actually have the complete story. Ultimately, it all comes down to this. Your SAP data tells a really important story, but a lot of the time, it's just the chapter titles. The real narrative, all the details and the context, is scattered across all those other documents. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Are you reading the whole book, or are you still just skimming the table of contents?